kind of a misconception going on in the KLR community. Oh, I'm just...
Oh, gotcha.
You know, a lot of new KLR owners, I fell into it, where there's kind of this school of thought like you don't really need to clean your KLR. I even released a video on the best ways to clean your KLR, and you know, it's silly and in jest. But I just want to make sure that people know that you really do need to clean your bike. That's part of maintaining your bike. That's part of making sure that it's functioning right. Because honestly, on an adventure bike, even if it is bulletproof like the KLR is, you know, sometimes your life depends on this stuff. You don't want to, you know, if you're cleaning it, you don't want to, you're going to get down and look at things that normally you wouldn't look at. And, you know, when you're detailing the bike, you can find things and really tear it down and get into the stuff. So it's always a good idea to clean your bike, even if it's a KLR.
Something you do want to do when you do get a pressure washer too, like this one, like people are going to be like, you should never use a pressure washer on a bike because it's too much pressure. Well, this is a low pressure. This is for washing cars. Yeah. Like some people, you know, it's like not all pressure washers are the same PSI.
Yeah. Those pressure washers that are strip and paint. Yeah. This isn't quite that.
This isn't that at all. It's only 1500. Yeah. This is like the max. 1600 is like the max PSI you want to go in like a bike or a car.
Cool. All right. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh. I want to plug that bad boy.
You got a small butt there on the end, but...
I know, you know, some guys, you know. Alright, man, it's terminating time. Oh, yeah. Serena, Serena, you're gonna look so good. That's just too fun. So tell me the areas that you want to hit and avoid when you're pressure washing.
Well, pretty much the big areas to avoid would be anything electrical, that's, you know, any exposed wiring. Yeah. And then obviously the reason for the butt plug is to prevent water from going down into your tailpipe and then potentially going into your motor. Yeah. So that's a big thing. Like I mean they're dirt bikes, they're dual sports. I mean, these bikes are meant to be out in the rain and take a beating in conditions, so you can pretty much, you know, blast them almost anywhere. So I mean, you shouldn't, like, you know, where your electrical and your plug is, you shouldn't just be sitting there hammering on it, you know. I mean, the big areas that I like to hit are obviously the drive. Clean off your suspension, you know, don't try to get so much pressure that you're gonna, you know, gonna get a seal or something. Yeah. You know, I mean, if a seal's gonna go just from a pressure washer, it's probably a problem you've had long before the pressure washer. And then, like, get the gunk from around your exhaust and the bottom of your motor, and then just stuff around, you know, your carb and just all that stuff that just kind of collects in the middle, you know. Just get all that grime out of there. And then, you know, the rest of it just kind of, you know, obviously, you know, if you're using high enough pressure, don't get so close you're taking off decals and stuff like that. But, you know, just give it a good once over, and kind of when you're going over the bike and pressure washing the bike, you know, a lot of times you, like, if something's loose, you'll notice it, you know, like oh, that's loose. Why is that shaking right there with the pressure washer? And that's kind of why cleaning your bike is like kind of the first part of maintenance. For number one, you're going to notice stuff because you're going from tip to tail, or bow to stern on your bike, you know, going over it, and so you're going to notice stuff that's wrong or out of place. And like I said, you might notice something that's loose that shouldn't be loose, so you can tighten it. And that's also when you do go to work on your bike, it's going to make it a heck of a lot more appeasing to, like, you know, work on a clean bike. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Wise words from NessedUpProductions.
That's the way I do things. Everybody's got their own routine.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. I like it. Serena's looking good. I see that stuff down there.
Gunk, yeah.
Get out! I'd imagine it's a good idea to get everything out of the skid plate, especially. So you can see later on if there's any leaks. Because that was a concern earlier in the trip. So shiny and clean!
My bike's so clean!
It's so clean! So, here, you guys, Ness is giving me like the expert's tutorial basically on everything that you need to look at on your bike when you clean it. And you know, he usually is cleaning racing bikes, and so I figured none of this stuff could be bad for a DRZ or a KLR either. So expound the knowledge.
Yeah, this, I mean, like, this isn't everything, but this is just kind of my routine. So before, like, just as far as when you're cleaning the bike, you're going to want to go through, I think we already went through this before, but you're going to want to go through and you want to check clean your chain, check your chain tension. So the rule of thumb, especially like, and it's, you know, I don't know how it comes with like, I mean, every bike's a little different. Some bikes like to run a little looser chain tension. KTMs are one of those bikes. And I think the Cowie is kind of like that too, but for a good rule of thumb for most bikes is just come right at the back of the at the chain guard here. Just put 3 fingers here, go like that, and you should be able to get 3 fingers in there, but it shouldn't be so loose like this. Like this needs a little bit of tension. So, but if I couldn't get a full 3 fingers in there, then it's probably a little too tight.
Okay, so that's it while it's on the stand then?
That's while it's on the stand unweighted.
Okay, cool. Yep. All right.
Yeah, you can't, if you put the bike off the stand and it's weighted, that you can't really accurately measure that way.
Okay,
so,
good to know.
Yeah.
This is the stuff.
You know, if you're inspecting it on, you know, just make sure that everything, you want to check all your bolts to your sprocket, make sure you don't have any loose sprocket bolts. Put your hand down here and just kind of feel all the spokes on each side just to make sure that you don't have a loose spoke, because that can be a really bad day if you blow a spoke. You know, look for leaks. You know, check to see, you know, if you've got a lot of oil leakage around where your header exhaust is. Just, you know, just kind of just get a good looking over that. Make sure all your hoses are in place. Check your fork seals here underneath your dust cap. If you see like oil rings here that look, you know, almost look like tree growth or something like that, like that's going to probably mean your fork seals are going if you have oil residue here. So you probably want to get those replaced. And then a big one too is, well, obviously before you go ride, check your tire pressure. And then probably the one that I don't know if I see people doing, but before every ride, if I don't do anything else, I at least do this. I want to make sure that throttle action is good, because I've actually, a buddy of mine went off a jump, throttle stuck, he broke his back.
Oh my gosh.
And so, like, we all learned that lesson. Like, always check your throttle. If it sticks, you shouldn't ride. You need to dissect that thing, take it off, clean everything, lube it back up, make sure that it's good to go, because that can be a really bad day. Look around your water pump, make sure that there's, you know, not a bunch of leakage or oil around here. Check your brakes, make sure your brakes are working. That's nice. Those are kind of the basic things that you should do kind of like after you clean your bike, and then some of the things you should do before you actually go ride.
You know, for guys who are riding a long distance, these are good things to check every...
Yeah, I'd say, I mean, at least, you know, every time you come into camp that night, check your, obviously, check your tire pressure, check your chain tension. If something felt funny on the road, you might want to do a little more complete look at your bike. And obviously, you know, check your throttle. You know, as far as, you know, being on an adventure bike too, other things you might want to pay attention to is your power, your electronics. Are you having problems with slow starting? As you might have a short somewhere, you know, so you need to kind of look at that stuff when you start looking into adventure bikes. These bikes don't have to worry about that, but yeah, just kind of be cognizant of what's your bike telling you. If there's some funny noise or vibration, it's trying to tell you something. So, you know, if it's something that's really noticeable, you should probably pull off and try to diagnose it.
Yeah.
Because that'll save you a big headache down the road.
Yeah. Awesome. Great tips, man.
Yeah. Nice.